Climate Change and Energy Minister Chris Bowen has been making another announcement in Sydney today at the University of New South Wales. He'll no doubt be asked about this. Let's take you there live now.
Yeah, I'm pleased with progress. Mr Westerman and I announced the return to more normal market operations 2 days ago. Yesterday I visited AEMO's control room to check on progress and thank the AEMO staff for the role they played in helping us keep the lights on against considerable challenges over the last few weeks. Mr Westerman is very pleased with progress over the last 48 hours, and it's good to see a return to more normal market conditions. We're very vigilant to the risks in the system. We're very aware of the long-term challenges and the need to get more renewables and storage into the system. That work will continue. In the meantime, we're managing very vigilantly a short-term crisis.
How does this respond to claims being taken for a ride by the big energy companies?
Who's made that claim?
Various people.
Who?
Government. The opposition.
Opposition. Well, the opposition's got a choice to make. They can be taken seriously as a credible alternative government, or they can be a laughing stock. They appear to be taking the latter approach by somehow claiming that the last 10 years of denial and delay don't count, and somehow claiming that a government that's been in for 4 weeks is somehow, by talking about renewables, is somehow spooking the coal-fired generators to not working. That's what Susan Ley said yesterday. All this talk of renewables spooked the market. Well, renewables don't spook people, and renewables certainly don't spook coal-fired powered generators into not working. And if the Liberal Party wants to be taken seriously, they might sort of start being a bit more mature about the discussion.
Energy companies deliberately aren't getting into the market. Shouldn't the government be stepping up and taking a more assertive role other than leaving it to the regulator?
The regulator is the regulator. As I've made crystal clear in every single press conference I have had on this issue, they have my 100% support. Consumers come first. The regulator's job is to ensure that consumers are coming first. The regulator has been very strong in their actions, and they have my 100% support as they do so. It's not for politicians to regulate the law. It is for the regulators to regulate the law, and they have my full support as they do so. I'm in constant contact with the generators, and they know the government's expectations, but there's a regulator who implements the law of the land.
So there's nothing more you think the government can do?
The government has been very active, and the fact that we've managed collectively, the regulators, the operator, working cooperatively with states and territories to avoid any load shedding, to avoid any blackouts, is a testament to all those who worked so hard over the last 3 weeks. No help from the people who created the situation in the previous government. Regulator, operators, state and territory governments working very cooperatively with the Commonwealth managed to keep the lights on, no load shedding, no blackouts. Peter?
I understand that the Australian Energy Regulator has been contacting retailers to seek more information, as also reported in one of the newspapers this morning, about the financial stability of retailers. What do you see as how this might play out?
Peter, it would be irresponsible. I don't mean to cut you off, but it would be irresponsible of me to start speculating about liquidity matters. I remain in constant contact with the regulator. The government remains very alive to the issues that need to be worked through as the market returns, and we'll continue to monitor the situation very closely. I'm not going to start commenting on financial viability.
The New South Wales Treasury has talked about the potential for underwriting or some other intervention. Is that something that you consider?
The Treasurer of New South Wales and I have discussed various matters over recent weeks in his capacity as Energy Minister. I'm not going to start a running commentary.
Can you guarantee energy security throughout the winter, given the outstanding issues with coal and the ongoing war?
I can guarantee that the government is fully focused on the task at hand. I can guarantee that every single action that needs to be taken will be taken, as it has been over the last 3 weeks. Every single action has been taken. I've been very clear. It's a bumpy winter because we've had more generation leave over the last decade and not enough to replace it. But the actions that we've put in place over the last few weeks make us best placed to manage this situation today and going forward. Of course, I've said there are risks in the system. If there's more unexpected outages of coal-fired power generation, for example, as we've experienced in recent weeks, that'll put pressure on the system. But we'll continue to remain focused on the job. Any other questions? All in, all done? All good?
And that's where we wrap it up, because Chris Bowen's wrapping up anyway, but we heard the relief essentially from Chris Bowen, but maintenance there that he believes the market now is operating as it is. There's no guarantees, of course, as we see the winter months, of course, getting colder over the next couple of weeks, and that core instability remaining in the market. But as we say, the market is operating as it needs to.